How you guys doing today? This is Darius from Done on TV. Welcome to the channel. So today I wanted to basically respond to what a lot of women were telling me on TikTok when I made a couple videos about why men and women shouldn't be friends and basically other things. So a number one criticism a lot of women say is, especially when I talked about that women are more submissive to a job than their own boyfriends or husbands. And a lot of women say, oh, a job pays me and gives me benefits and this and that. I'm like, all those jobs were created by men, one. Two, a job can fire you at any moment. And the economy is very fickle. Like right now, the economy isn't good and a lot of people are getting laid off. Imagine you put your whole life into a career and you get fired off a whim because the stock market went down or such and such, or that everything's getting more expensive. So companies need to cut cost. So they fire you. And a lot of women don't understand that jobs come and go, but a loving good man will be forever for you until, he dies. And they don't understand the importance of the human connection. We were meant to be together. Men and women were meant to be together. Women were not meant to live the lives of man. They were not meant to work 9 to 5s because most women are miserable doing it and they're broke. You work 9 to 5 and you're poor. You're just in debt. Most women are able to keep their standard of living where they have a nice car, they have an apartment, is because they're living off credit cards and car loans. Because none of you all have 30 some $1,000 to get a new car. None of you. So don't even perpetrate like you have money. Most over a third of Americans don't even have a savings account. And definitely a majority of them are women. So don't even play like you have money. So we're not going to start being disingenuous there. But if you have a loving, good man that'll take care of you, that loves you and respects you, no one's saying women can't work. But the issue comes into play is that you will do what the job tells you to do. They have guidelines, rules, and regulations that you must abide by. And women abide by them every day, even if they hate their boss. They do what their boss say. They do what the company says because there's consequences. But yet a woman won't cook, clean, wash her man, boyfriend, or husband's feet. They won't serve him, give him a rub down, massage, run his bath water. They won't cater to their man. That's the one Beyonce song that most women should listen to. The Destiny Child Cater to You song. That's the only Beyonce song y'all need to listen to. All the other stuff y'all don't need to listen to. But most women are prideful and arrogant due to them having a little degree or career. And most of their degrees and careers led them to debt. They don't have any money. None of you have money. Very few people in America have real money where you have 30,000 in your account, 100,000. None of you all have that. Maybe 10%, maybe 5% of Americans have real money. So the majority of women are living in debt. So the benefits that you get, quote unquote, from your job is based off debt. And eventually that kind of system is going to leave you poor and basically old and alone. So right now, you're arrogant and prideful where you're young, where you could get a boyfriend, you could get all this attention from guys. So you're okay with being alone because you know you can easily get a guy if you wanted to. But once you're in your late 30s and 40s and 50s, you're going to be on Hinge, you're going to be on Bumble talking about all your laundry list of things that you want in a man. And you're not going to be able to get a man because you won't humble yourself. You won't lower your standards to a realistic expectation. All you need is a guy who is loving, respectful, and kind, and hardworking and dependable. Get a guy like that. But most chicks prove to me every time they tell me on TikTok, Oh, men are abusive. Oh, men do this. Oh, men abandon you. No, the men that you desire physically are beats, they're broke, or they're abusive. But the average man that you don't find physically attractive, they don't do that. The average men are not beating on women. The average man has his own place, his own car. He has a stability. You don't want stability. You want a super attractive man that's super rich, which is pretty impossible. That's a one percenter. And you're not even a virgin nor attractive enough to even get a one percenter. You just don't. So you have unrealistic expectations that keep you alone all the way to your 40s and 50s. And then you blame society when you're broke, alone, and now you're on welfare and you have to pay people to take you to your doctor's appointment. Trust me, I work in healthcare every day. I see women who were arrogant and prideful. Now they're 50, 60 years old, 70 years old, and they have to have strangers wheel them to their appointments. And they have to pay random people, and it's very sad. It's extremely sad. It breaks my heart to see it. But this is why our forefathers had arranged marriages, because men are not only the protectors of women in the physical, but they're also protectors of women from their own nature, because women's nature is self-destructive, is solipsistic, meaning it thinks about itself. Its worldview is the only worldview that exists. They don't care about outside views. And men used to protect women from themselves, but due to our forefathers messing up, letting women have equality, which ended up allowing women to have authority over the house, where men were stripped of their natural authority. Now men cannot protect women from themselves. They can't have arranged marriages where they're with a man that is stable. He may not be the most attractive or what she deems as a good man, but he's dependable, he's reliable, he'll be sweet to her and treat her well, even though he doesn't meet her unrealistic expectations. Even though most women aren't virgins, most women can't cook for a damn. I cook better than 99% of women, but yet they have these unrealistic expectations, which will cause them to die alone. That's the sad truth. So, a lot of women's criticism on TikTok is it doesn't make any sense, because you have proven, because you're thinking about the worst case scenario that's not going to happen unless you pick that kind of man. Most men don't abuse women. Most men aren't deadbeats. You are picking those type of men. If you allowed me to pick for you, he won't be a deadbeat. He'll be an average dude. No, he won't be the most physically attractive, but you aren't the most physically attractive. Most women are below average. They're overweight. They have fake hair, fake nails. So that's all irrelevant on the looks factor. So it's a sad thing, and I really wanted to get on with these points that the only way to fix things is if we brought back male authority and we set up arranged marriages again where the father picks, because women have proven for 100 years that they're terrible at picking men, because the single motherhood rate is astronomical. It's terrible in all races. Single motherhood rate is terrible in America. So it's proven that women cannot pick a good man to be with. So it's up to the father or both parents to pick a husband for their daughter. But anyways, I just wanted to get on that rant and tell women that they need protection from themselves, because if not, women will self-destruct, because the depression rates are skyrocketed. Women are on the most miserable, on the most antidepressants in human history, and yet they have the most freedoms that any woman in human history couldn't even fathom the amount of freedoms that women have in modern times that men have allowed women to have, that have given to them. Because men could have chosen to just say, no, we're not giving you this. And we'll use the threat of violence if you act up. But men didn't do that. Men love women. We want to try to make you happy. But in the end, that's not what we're supposed to do. Men are supposed to follow the ways of the Lord. We're supposed to serve our fellow man. We're supposed to do his will. We're not meant to just sit around and make women happy, because happiness comes from within. It's us trying to make women happy, which have caused a lot of the miseries of modern times, because women can't be happy. You have to teach women at a young age humility and servitude in order for them to truly be content in life. That's the main issue and problem in modern society. Women are not content. And it's men's fault, because we, as men, and our forefathers mainly, did not raise women to be content and humble. Back in the day, we used to, but then once we've given women certain authority, now all the issues came about. But anyways, this is a little bit too deep for people, but we'll talk about that later. Anyways, this is Darius from Down on TV. Thank you so much. I'm out.